Dzień dobry, jesteśmy dzień przed meczem Anwil Włocławek-PAOK Saloniki i moim gościem dzisiaj w kolejnym, drugim wywiadzie w tym sezonie jest rozgrywający Anwilu Włocławek Elvar Fredriksson. Dzień dobry.
Dzień dobry, siema.
Siema, how is gonna be in Icelandic?
Góðan daginn.
What?
Góðan daginn.
No, I cannot pronounce it, sorry. But am I correct with the pronunciation of your surname? Fredriksson, without this D spelling?
Fredriksson.
That's okay?
That was good.
Do you want to share with the story of your name right now or later in the interview? Because it has to be done.
Yeah, we can just get it out the way.
Get out of the way. So can you say how it works on the island?
Yeah, so you take your father's first name and you add son to it in the last name. So my son is Elvarsson and my father's name is Fredrik, so I'm Fredriksson.
And
So-
that's the end of the story. Nothing,
That's it.
generally nothing complicated.
No,
But burned out with some kind of conversation on X platform a couple of weeks ago when our commentator, I mean not our, but Polish Basketball League commentator, started to use Elvar instead of Fredriksson. But I guess it's okay for you.
yeah, of course. I don't really mind now. I'm used to it, and it's more personal when you call me Elvar. It's like you know me, so.
But the nice story is that you got names on your jersey of the national teams. That's something extraordinary, something atypical, something unique for your country.
Yeah, we do it this way because that's the name we use most of the time, and we're known for this name, not the last name, basically, because that's just your father's first name, and it would look strange if everyone would kind of look the same last name, Fredriksson, Hermansson. Everyone was son. So we just put the first name, and it's easier to tell us apart, I guess.
That's true. But generally, Swedish guys, they have the same surnames like yours. I mean, Andersson or Larsson or things like this, right? They have something like
Yeah, but that is family names, though.
family name, not the name after
No.
after father. Just my curiosity. What about the legal actions or documents? You've got both parts. I mean, when it comes to, I don't know, international driving license or something like that.
Yeah, you always use the last name too.
Did you have any club in your career that put your name, Elvar, on the jersey?
No one ever offered it to me, so I just always went with Fredriksson.
Would you like us to be the first?
Maybe later in the season we can change it.
We can think about it.
Yeah.
That's gonna be something unique.
It would be nice.
It's gonna be. It's gonna be nice. Maybe it's a really good idea. Can you tell us something about, let's say, growing up on an island, growing up in Iceland? Completely for us, people growing up in the center of Europe, having neighbors, having connections with other nations, easy connection. How was it for you to grow up in a, let's say, isolated country?
It was nice. I had a really good childhood, and I grew up in like a basketball town. We have
The name?
it's Njarðvík,
Okay.
and now it's a town by the airport in Iceland with two towns that has combined, and both of these towns have a team in top division in Iceland. So I grew up like just playing basketball my whole life, and my parents played both basketball. My dad ended up being a coach for the men's team there for a couple of years, and I was always just around that. So I was basically in the gym 24/7 when I was younger.
So you knew that it was gonna be the path of your future life?
I kind of just grew into it, and that just became my main interest. I also played football until I was 14, I think.
Okay.
So I didn't know.
Combining basketball and
Yeah, I
football
was doing
together?
both. Yeah, and I didn't know if I wanted to do basketball or football, but maybe it would have been smarter for my height to choose football. But I think just the way I was always around basketball, watching my dad play and coach, I just ended up liking it more, and that's why I chose basketball.
In between football and basketball, it is, I don't know, I can imagine, sport number second is handball or not, or I'm mistaken?
Yeah, it's like football, and then basketball and handball are kind of similar.
Okay.
But on a like European scale, handball is much better in Iceland than basketball is, I would say. So it's
Did you try it or not?
no, it was never. We never had a team in my town, so I always just played basketball and football.
Was your sports number, let's say, do you have any national sports in Iceland?
Not really. A lot of people ask me about ice hockey, but
Yeah,
we
but
don't-
you don't play ice hockey.
no, we only have I think one or two teams or something. I've never even seen a game. But it's mainly football, basketball, and handball.
How did you spend your free time when you weren't playing basketball or football? How was this, childhood look like for a kid living in a little city, little town?
Mm-hmm.
How did it look like?
It was either watching sports, or then I had a basketball hoop inside. I also had a basketball hoop outside. So I have memories of me and my friends shoving snow to play basketball outside in the snow. So basically it was just sports every day. And in my free time I went always with my dad at nights to practice, to watch his team practice. So thinking back, I didn't have probably a really fun childhood if like playing wise, because everything was just about sports, and I loved it and I still love it. So I guess it was great for me.
Okay, I'm asking about this because for us, for Polish, you are the first Icelandic guy that I know, that probably our fans know. So yeah, I am so curious about your culture, about your life generally, and in our minds, I guess, in our imagination, your life had to be like, I don't know, fishing all the time, because it is an island, so you are connected only to the sea, or I don't know, a strong winter, heavy wind, very heavy surroundings or maybe circumstances of your life. But you are talking about basketball.
Yeah, and I think it's a lot of freedom for kids in Iceland. When I was from 6 years old, I just went out with my friends, and like we were playing in the snow on sleds or playing all kinds of games, and then just coming in at night. And I think that's pretty unusual for kids who live, at least in America and some European countries. So I would say we had a lot of freedom as kids, and you could just be out and about and not have to worry about anything.
How far is Iceland, or maybe not Iceland, how far for a kid living and growing up in Iceland is playing basketball professionally? I'm not talking about geographical aspect. I'm talking about being far away from serious career. Iceland, I don't know any Icelandic players from the past. I know like you right now, Martin Hermansson, and the big fella Tryggvi.
Tryggvi, yeah.
Yes. So, but let's say back in the early 21st century, 20 years ago, 15 years ago, when I was a teenager who was following basketball, I didn't catch any names. I didn't follow any Icelandic guys. So in this context, I'm asking you about how far was it for you as a young kid to play basketball professionally somewhere in Europe or America or anywhere else?
It could only be just a dream, I think. We had one player in NBA, but that was back in 70s, 80s or something.
70s, 80s? Okay.
Yeah, around that time. And then we had another player, like before my generation. He was in EuroLeague and played in Jón Stefánsson.
Obviously,
Mhm.
of course.
So he was like our idol, and kind of paved the way for the European experience. But it was just a dream, I think, and the exposure you get in Iceland is not as big as you get in other countries in Europe. It's not viewed as basketball countries or a basketball country. So it's really hard to I think, to make it out of Iceland. I don't know how many times I heard when I was trying to make my first steps in Europe that teams don't want to take a player from a non-basketball country. And, you know, so they view down on Iceland like it's like not any basketball culture there that's gonna fit their team or something. So it was a little bit more challenging, I think.
That's what I'm asking about. Can you reveal some other facts, or can you spread the stories about what kind of obstacles did you have to go through?
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about to make it to Europe, or
to make it to play professionally? Because I don't know, before Europe, it was the NCAA journey for 4 years. I know that people can read about that on your Wikipedia sites, for example. But it doesn't matter which moment. But generally about the obstacles. I'm asking about the obstacles because you said it is a key word, I guess, exposure. You weren't exposed. You didn't have a chance to be exposed.
That's why I chose the middle step to go to America, to get the exposure.
Okay.
And
to be more visible.
To be more visible, and then I've proven that I could play at that level, so maybe I was ready for the next step. So I went to America for 4 years, and I grew a lot as a person too. I was really shy and like wasn't really outgoing, so that kind of helped me a lot with the next steps of my life and prepared me well. So those 4 years gave me good exposure to make the next step to Europe. But when I got my first job in Europe, in France, Pro B, I was released after 3 months, I think. And that kind of took me back to square one, going back to Iceland. And then I was like, maybe I'll just stay in Iceland.
That's also can be fun. Or that's also can be fun.
Yeah, but I was maybe it's not for me. But then I decided I'll try 1 year in Sweden, which is like a little step above Iceland.
Yes,
I would say.
And similar when it comes to culture, or?
Yeah, very similar culture. The level of the leagues were similar, but the exposure was more. So it's maybe easier to, if you play well in Sweden, it's easier to go higher than versus you play well in Iceland.
So who or what brought you to the decision that, okay, I will try one more, I will try. This Sweden can be okay. Where did you take the energy from?
Because I don't know,
because I can imagine
dream chasing.
Yeah.
You know, I just want to not give up on this dream to play professionally, because I felt like I had the quality to do it, but then maybe I had to look within and maybe change my approach a little bit on how I deal with certain stuff. And I try to focus more on just being positive and try to enjoy the moment instead of always being anxious and worried about if I will be good or not, or if I'm gonna get fired or not, because it can take a lot on the mental part to be released from a team, and it can take you many steps back. So I just try to approach it with a different mentality, and it has helped me a lot throughout my career.
I can imagine it was, I don't know how hard it was, but I can imagine it was hard because what you were talking about fighting for being exposed, 4 years in totally different country, then the first step in professionally and got cut.
Yeah.
What did they tell you when they released you? What was, you are not a good fit for us, or did they tell anything?
They just told me that. The coach told me one thing, and the owner told me another thing. But they just told me that they wanted more experienced point guard.
Okay.
And they knew that before I was coming in. I was first year in Europe. But I just took that as a lesson and moved on. I wasn't dwelling in the past or anything. I just tried to keep going.
Later we've got Lithuania, after Sweden. Lithuania, Belgium.
Yeah.
So you spent 3 seasons in 3 different countries. In which moment you felt that, okay, I'm on the right path, that's okay?
Yeah, I just looked at it one season at a time, and I tried to just improve my game. I made a good step in Lithuania my first year, and then I went to Belgium, and I felt like I took a step up again, and I played pretty well there. Got bought out to Italy to finish the season, and I was supposed to replace a guy who they told me who was injured, but I came there and he was healthy and fit, so I was the 7th foreigner, and there was no space for me in practice or in games, so I basically just finished my season in end of February when I signed there. So I was just basically practicing on my own and following the team. And then I went back to Lithuania after that.
In which moment of the career you felt that your name weighs something, means something, that there are not gonna be situations when, for example, even if something bad happens, I will find some other club. I won't go to the island anymore. I will be spending my time somewhere in Europe, in stronger or weaker, but in the leagues, in the highest divisions of the countries. In which moment you felt secured?
I still don't feel secure.
Really?
To be honest, no. I always feel like...
After 2 years in one of the strongest leagues in Europe?
But I feel like I always have to prove people wrong and
really,
and show that I belong on this level, and with that mindset I can be motivated for games to always be ready, and I still feel that way because I don't look like if you see me on the street you probably wouldn't think I'm a basketball player or something, to be honest. So I kind of always have this underdog mentality. I always want to prove somebody wrong, and I never feel secure or comfortable. I'm always trying to fight for something.
It's not that I don't believe you, but it's a little maybe strange for me because, I can imagine when after playing in a couple of countries, after 2 very good seasons in Greek leagues, after your international experience, after playing some national team, international highest competition like Eurobaskets, for me, you are not a player who have to prove anybody anything.
No, but I just think the moment you get satisfied or happy with something, you stop working hard and you stop fighting for the things you want. So maybe I know I'm secure, but I want to tell myself that I am not. Just to keep the hunger and to keep the drive to keep going and hopefully work my way up every year.
Did you feel any time in your career? Did you feel that your height is a problem? I don't know, for the coaching staff or somebody else.
Not on the team I've been on. No. Maybe when I'm talking to teams in the summertime, we want a taller point guard or something. But I try to use it as an advantage. I have more speed than others, so
we can see it.
Yeah,
we can see it.
And basketball doesn't always just happen in the air. It's also just if I'm able to make good reads on the court and play with a lot of passion and heart, I think that says more about you than some height.
Did you have anybody who I don't know, highlighted in your career, maybe some kind of coach in your junior years who was telling you that height doesn't have to be the obstacle, the problem, it has to be your advantage?
Yeah, I mean, I was with a great coach through the youth teams in Iceland, and he followed me through all the years and he helped me a lot. But he was just he coached the way he tries to feed you confidence and gives you the platform to develop as a player. But I don't think it was always focused on the height. I was always much shorter than I was until I was like 16. I was a late bloomer.
Who?
I was like a late bloomer. I grew really, really late. Like I was only 160 centimeters or something until I was 16 years old.
Okay.
And then that one summer I took a big jump. It was big for me, but maybe it don't look that way.
But we are the similar height, so
Yeah.
I can understand you very well.
Yeah, so that made a lot of difference for me to be able to compete at the next level, you know, in Icelandic leagues. So of course it was holding me back a little bit when I was younger, but now I've just made my game that way. It doesn't affect me.
Understand. Are you, or maybe not are you, but how much are you popular in Iceland?
Not so popular, I think. Just in the
Really? I
basketball
was reading that you were
community.
chosen basketball player of the year 3 times.
Mhm.
That's correct?
Yeah.
So you has to be popular.
Yeah,
That's what I'm understanding.
Yeah, I mean, in the basketball community, maybe I've always been available for every national team windows and assignments for the last 11, 12 years, and I've always given everything to that, and I think that holds some value to the people that are choosing that award. But popular, I don't know. I don't feel it that way. I'm just another guy there.
You know why I'm asking about the? I'm asking the context of the TV media crew you had last
Mhm.
game. Maybe some fans had a chance to spot that some kind of camera guy, and the second lady with a microphone was following you all the time. Could you say something more about this? What was it?
That's my wife's fault, because she's been in some TV series in Iceland, and they want to follow her to come to Poland and see how Icelandic people live in Poland, because we have a lot of Polish people
Polish
that are
community
living in Iceland.
Yes.
For example, I grew up with a lot of Polish people in my town, and they just want to see the reverse side, you know, see how Icelandic people live in Poland, and they just followed us for a few days and wanted to see how it is to be here.
Was it fun for you to be witnessed, to be recorded for a week? It was not week. It was weekend,
Yeah.
more or less weekend.
Couple of days. I think it's more fun later on. You know, I told my wife, because she didn't really want to do it, but I said maybe it's fun for our kids when, in 10 years, when they want to look back and see how it was. We have like a little documentary movie about our life in Poland, so I thought, just why not?
When is it going to be broadcast?
Probably after the New Year's.
Maybe
in Iceland.
we'll try to watch it from Poland. I don't know. I know that it's gonna be paid for some kind of Icelandic streaming platform or something like
Mhm.
this.
But I will get a copy and I
Okay.
will make sure you see it.
Okay,
Introducing
we'll
the
manage.
beautiful city of Oslo to Icelandic people.
that's nice.
Mhm.
That's nice. You said that you were growing up with being surrounded by Polish kids,
Mhm.
Polish people.
Yeah. I played in my youth teams. There were always some Polish kids in both basketball and football. And then just most recent when I was just going through the list of my son's football team, and it was 30% of the team was Polish.
30.
Yeah. So there is a lot of Polish people that are living in Iceland, and
Do you
They
regret right now that you, I don't know, maybe you weren't learning some Polish words from them?
yeah,
As a
I
kid?
wish
You wish
I
you
would have
could.
picked up something from them, but we were always trying to teach them Icelandic. But they're a big part of our community now, and really nice people.
I think the biggest minority in Iceland, Polish community or not? the biggest minority, the biggest group of when it comes to all
Yeah,
foreigners?
I would say for sure Polish people are the biggest minority in Iceland.
Let's get back to basketball because we are a day before PAOK Thessaloniki game. When the fans are watching the interview right now, we know the result. We know if we won or lost. Hopefully won. Is there anybody from your time in Thessaloniki in the organization or in the roster of that club or not?
Yeah, most of the staff is the same, except for the head coach. But some assistant coaches and general managers, physios, and strength coach are the same. I had a good relationship with them, and I'm excited to meet them. But I don't know any of the players. I never played with any of them, so it's a completely new team.
You said about the coaching stuff. What about the playbook? The
Yeah,
tactics completely changed? Or?
Completely changed. I think they.
You couldn't help our head coach.
Not really. I think everyone trusts them to do that job. That's their job to find out their playbook and what we want to take away from them and how we want to attack them. So it's so easy to access on the internet, and they do a great job of figuring that out to make our job easier.
What about these 2 years in Greece? The only country you spent 2 years in a row. It doesn't mean you felt comfortably there as a player, as a human being as well.
Yeah, I really enjoyed my time there, especially in Thessaloniki. Very comfortable living, nice people, good food, good basketball, and I wanted to go back there, but there was some different circumstances that I decided to go to another Greek team.
Marousi,
yeah, and they're located in Athens, and that was a little different.
Different or difficult?
Both.
Okay, and why?
I would say mainly just the traffic and
Okay.
It was a little chaotic for me, coming from a small town in Iceland, and when I was with PAOK, I lived in a town a little bit outside of Thessaloniki, little beach town, so it was really quiet life, and that was perfect for me. So this was a little more up-tempo and more chaotic life, which is great for some people, but it took some time to get used to, and I'm thankful that I got to experience it, because now I have experienced that and know how it is.
So it means you are fast only on the court.
Yeah, I guess so, and I like the slow-paced life off the court.
Okay, Michał Michalak, how important he was last summer, back in the summer, when we are about to sign you, when you were about to sign us.
He played a big part. I spoke to him and just asked him about the club and the league just in general. And he told me the league was growing.
Were there general questions, or you were asking about about some details, or what? Can you say
just mainly
something more about it?
Just mainly general questions, just to get to know the club a little bit. But then the coach could give me more detail, because he's the one who controls how we want to play and just organize everything. And the way he wants to play me, of course, Michal doesn't control that. So it was like a little bit of both, and it made me excited, and I do not regret that decision so far.
Włocławek is not the first city you had a chance to see in Poland. It was Katowice before because of the Eurobasket, and I have to ask about it. Despite of the bad results of your team, how was it to experience this kind of international highest competition in Europe?
It was fun, good experience. I've been to one Eurobasket before, but I was in Finland, where we also played Poland.
I remember that game because I was there as well.
Yeah, but I was not in a big role. I was just 11th, 12th guy,
Mm-hmm.
just pretty young, just trying to prove myself to be on the team. And now it was a little bit different, to be one of the main guys on the team and trying to lead the team. But you can always, if you want, you can always focus on the negative. We didn't win the game, but I tried to focus on the positive, what I can take out of the tournament, all the experience and all the good times with both my teammates and the families and friends that came to Poland to support us. We created like a good atmosphere there and
That
great
was amazing.
times. Yeah.
That was amazing.
So we had a great time, and the only thing I would change is just 2-3 points here and there to win some games. But other than that, it was a really nice experience.
Do you want to talk about the referees of that game in Katowice or not?
Why you say that? You thought that was something strange?
No. I'm just joking right now. I'm just joking. But I witnessed the game. I remember what happened. But okay. But
No,
you know
it was-
what I remember from Finland? I remember that the president of your country, he came to the hotel to
Yeah.
visit you. Was it this kind of situation? I remember we were talking about that. Hey, this basketball has to be important for this country. So if the president came
Yeah,
for the game.
I mean it's not every summer that an Icelandic sports team make it to a big tournament, and when that happens, I watch every handball tournament or a football tournament or something. So it's in such a small community, everyone supports everyone, and the highest people do the same thing. Like the president, he came to every game at home and was with us in Finland. The president this summer came to our practice and was talking to us and was trying to cheer us up for the tournament. So it's like a really small and close community, so everyone kind of tries to support each other.
It's similar to our city. I mean, small community, fanatic when it comes to sports.
Mm-hmm.
Can you see any similarities between our
Yeah.
cultures?
Absolutely, I can connect a lot with that, and I love how such a big part of the city is involved in basketball and follows and knows what's going on. That makes it more exciting to be at Anvil.
Have you ever had situation on the street when you were stopped by a fans here in our city, or not yet? For autographs, for pictures?
A couple of times. Yeah, I'm surprised they know who I am already. But
Why not?
yeah, but that just tells you how much they are involved and how much they follow. So that's always fun then when they approach you and just are kind to you, because then you feel like you're part of the community and it makes you feel more welcome.
Yeah, that's true. Last question. What do you expect from you this season? What's your expectations? What's your personal goals? What's your thoughts, dreams, hopes?
My dreams, championship, to like everyone else. That's the number one goal, and of course you wanna achieve something great. But first and foremost, just to try to enjoy. I feel like when I enjoy and I have passion for the things I do, I play better, and I believe this is the right place to do that. I'm really comfortable here. I feel like I've been playing solid so far because I'm just happy and comfortable on the court and ready for whatever challenge will come my way, and hopefully we can make a successful season in the end. But it will take a lot of good things to happen. You need a lot of luck, you need the right chemistry. So if things are not going our way in the beginning, I think we need to be patient and just keep working hard, because you want to be on your prime in the end of the season and when it matters the most. So I feel like we're going in the right direction, and it will be good to compete for titles in the end.
Elvar, I don't know how it's gonna be in Icelandic. Thank you for your time. You
Tak.
can tell me.
It's like yes in Polish, tak.
Tak?
Yeah, that's thank you.
But thank you for your time.
You're welcome.
It was a pleasure.
Likewise.
Do widzenia.